Yeah, guys. So let's start with overriding now. So what is overriding? So it's a process of hiding base class method with the derived class method when we have same name for both. When we have same name, okay, for both. Okay. So if I have like a class called base in which I have a method called display, let's see public void display like this, and I have another method in the derived class also with the same name. So class derived, and here we are inheriting base class into this, and here also I have same thing display in the derived class. So when you have same method in both base class and derived class with the same name and with the same parameters, here we don't have parameters, here also we don't have parameters. Then when you inherit like this will also come here, right? Then which method will be called, or what happens? Is there any issue? So that is what we are talking about. So when you have two methods with same name in both base class and derived class, it will always call the derived class method. So derived class method is going to hide the base class method. This is called as overriding. This is also one of the important questions in interviews. They will ask you how do we what is overriding in C sharp. Like they will ask you what is method overloading and overriding in C sharp. So overloading means you are writing same method many times with the same name, but with a different argument list or with different function signature is called as overloading. But coming to overriding is concerned, we are just hiding the base class method with the derived class method. That is called as overriding. So let's see this example, guys, practically, so that you'll understand. Then we will go to this base keyword. Okay, let's switch to this Visual Studio, create a new project. uh, let's create a console application, oops underscore demo 20. Click on create. So here what we are doing, overriding demo. How do we do overriding in C sharp? Okay, so class base I'm taking, guys. Inside this we are writing a method. Of course we can write constructor and destructor as well, guys. We are not writing it right now, we are focusing on a method. So the method name is display I'm taking. So what I'm writing, display from base and so that we can understand that it is coming from base class. And here I'm writing one more class called derived where I'm inheriting base into this. Okay, yeah. So here also I'm writing same method called display method. Let's copy this and paste it, and here I'm writing display from derived class. Excuse me. So we have display from base and derived. You can see here there is a small warning is coming here. That is, it is asking you to use, see, hides inherited member based on display, use the new keyword if hiding was intended. Actually, there is another concept called hiding is also there. Okay. So for that, you need to use new keyword like that it is saying. We'll do that later. Let's see how it is working now. By default, without adding any keyword to this method, both methods will have the same definition, public void display, public void display. Okay. Let's create an object of derived class now. Derived d is equal to new derived. Okay. Yeah. So let's write console.read. Yeah. Let's run it and see, guys. So the output is, you'll get the output as I mean display from, okay, I forgot to
We
call the
didn't
method,
call it.
right? Yeah, we need to call it d.display. So the output is display from derived. This is called as overriding. Yeah, you can see this now, display from derived. So now what I want to do is, so I want to fix that warning message with the new keyword. So this is called overriding. And if you want to do with like some people will ask you like what is method hiding and what is method overriding. So if you want to hide the method in during compilation time, just you need to write new keyword. Either you can say new void display or void new display, both are valid guys. See guys, now the warning output will be same. When you run it, you will get the same output. There is no difference in output. Oops, what did it say? Yeah, display from derived, same thing. So by adding new keyword, you will suppress this compile time warnings. Okay, whatever warning we got, that is removed just because of new keyword. This said to be method hiding. People will say method hiding. Okay, this is all about what you call overriding. So now we are talking about something called base keyword, guys. So how do we do base? How do we use base keyword in C sharp? So base keyword in C sharp is used to call. It is used to call base class method from derived class when the overriding is happening. Okay. So whenever overriding is happening, which method is coming? Base class method or derived class method?
Derived class.
Derived class method. But I wanted to call base class method plus derived class both together. I wanted to call. So in that case, you can use base keyword. So how do we call? Example, suppose I have display method in both base and derived class, right? So I can say base dot display. So whenever you say base dot display, base is the keyword which is calling its base class method first. So what is the base class method? The class name itself base, right? It will go to base and first it will call the display method from base followed by the derived class. Okay, let's do the same thing in the example. Same example. I'm not taking another example. So here base keyword usage like that I'm saying. So what I'm doing is just I'm writing here in the derived class display base dot display. What is the meaning of it? Calling the base class method from here. So I'm calling base class display. So whenever you run this, it will always call this method. In that I'm calling base dot display. It will jump from here to here and it will call this method display from base. After that, this will be printed. So you'll get both the messages like display from base followed by display from derived. No boss, I want to call first derived class, then I want to call base class, means just cut it and paste it in the next line. Okay, let's run it and see guys how it is working. See the output now, display from base and display from derived. Like this we use base keyword in overriding. Okay, in order to call base class method from the derived class when overriding is happening, then we use this base keyword. Guys, hope you clear with this base keyword, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
if you want to call first derived class then base class, means your choice guys, you can call like this reverse order. So first you will get derived class and then display from derived and then display from base. It's your choice how do you want it to utilize. So display from derived followed by display from base. Okay. So this is the way to work with okay, base keyword first usage. So now we will see the second usage of base keyword in which I'm trying to initialize base class members from derived class. Okay. So oops underscore demo 21. So what is the topic here? We are trying to initialize base keyword demo 2. So what are we doing? Initializing base class members or member variables from derived class. This is the topic guys. How do we do that? Suppose we have a class called okay numbers, that is my base class, in which I have three member variables like private integer, okay, like num1 num2 num3. Okay, let's say a and b. A b I'm taking. Okay, so here I have a constructor which is taking one para I mean two parameters, like integer num1, integer num2. So like this I'm taking two numbers, and num1 value I want to initialize into this a, and num2 value I want to initialize into b. Okay, so like this I'm initializing, guys. That is fine. And so what I want to do is I want to display this from here using display method, where I'm displaying a b values together. Console.writeLine of a value or num1 value, like that you can say a, and then I want to print b value also. Okay, so just I wanted to print a b values. Okay, so now we are going to child class, derived class called class. The class name itself I'm giving as child. You can give any name, guys. So here I'm inheriting this first class called numbers. Okay, numbers class I'm inheriting. So here I'm taking another private variable data member called c actually, and okay, so I want to initialize this c. Okay, I want to initialize this c variable with a constructor. I said ctor constructor. Inside this I'm taking like c value I want to take, but this time I'm taking three parameters, guys. Three parameters from child class. Okay, so like integer num1, integer num2, and integer num3. I'm taking three things. So out of three, the first two I wanted to send it to this particular constructor, and the third one, whatever num3 is there, that I wanted to initialize to c itself. So I'm writing c is equal to num3. This is fine. What about num1 and num2? How do we pass values from here to there with the help of base keyword? So how do we do? Right here colon base of, and here you can give num1, num2, num1, num2, like this you can write it. Okay, so this is the way to initialize so base class members from derived class. So we are taking three from the constructor of child class, out of which the first two, num1, num2, and passing to base class, its base class. Who is the base class of this child? Numbers. So I'm passing num1, num2 to the base class constructor using base keyword. That is the point happening here. Okay, and in here num3 I'm initializing to c itself. So ABC variables or member variables I wanted to initialize, but from where I'm doing here? I'm doing from the derived class, but I have only one member here, C, that is anyhow I'm initializing here, but the remaining AB member variables I'm initializing with the help of base keyword. So here what are we doing? Initializing base class A and B variables from here with the base keyword. Okay, so this is the point, guys. In interviews they might ask you what is the purpose of base keyword. Number one, base keyword used to call base class method from derived class when overriding. Okay, so second one is we can use base keyword in order to initialize base class members from the derived class. Okay, that is another advantage of this. And now what I'm writing, I am writing another method to display what do you call c variable output. Console.writeLine of c. Okay, c value or c is equal to, so what I wrote here, c value, right? C value plus c. Okay, obviously here also I have display in the parent class, like numbers class is having display to display a value and b value, and this child class is also having display. So obviously only this one will be called. To avoid, I mean, I need to display both a b c values, all the three together, right? So that here I'm using base dot display. So first you will be printing a b values followed by c value. Okay, so just create the object of child class. So how do we create child class? Child is equal to new child. So now what we are doing, just we need to call the, we need to pass, I mean, why it is showing error? So there is no argument given to the correspond to the required parameter. So it is expecting three parameters to be passed. We are not passing, that's why it is showing error. So now pass three values like 11, 22, 33, like that I have passed. Now there is no error. Okay, so now child dot display. So whenever I call display method, first it will call its base class method, which is displaying one a value and b value, that is 11 and 22. After that it will call 33 also. Okay, let's write console dot read key and we'll see the output, guys. Okay, so we are expecting ABC values, all the three should be printed, a value 11, b value 22 and c value 33, perfectly coming. So this is the way to work with the base keyword in C#. Guys, any questions?